Okay, good morning. Buongiorno. It's 6:25 a.m. leaving the quiet town of Stia. We're on the edge of the Casentino forest, heading towards what I hope will be an open bar called Bar Roma, just on the end of town, for a quick breakfast, and then hitting the trail to Camaldoli. I have a little surprise for you just after breakfast, which I'll share shortly. Right. Breakfast at Bar Roma. I had the standard. It's not good for me, but it was a croissant filled with some sort of pistachio cream and a cafe americano. I figure I'll be walking, I think, maybe 17, 18 kilometers today. It's going to get hot. It's cool in the morning. It's only 10 to 7. I'm trying to walk this little trail and talk. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully I won't trip over or get lost. So today I walked to Camaldoli. I'd previously been calling it Camaldoli, but I was listening to how the owner of the B&B said it, and I think it was Camaldoli. You'll have to excuse my puffing. So, the big surprise. Rhonda isn't with me today. So I'm going to be responsible for my own navigation, my own rest breaks, and getting safely to the destination. So I'm going to be multitasking. There's a little shrine up here. I love the way these pop up. Why? Yes, Rhonda has got a bit of a knee issue, which she had back at home in Australia before we left. She'd been battling it for a long time, and it would come good and then flare up. It flared up quite significantly on the Via Francesco tour, and it's troubling her again. So we've taken the opportunity to find some transport for her, and I'm going to walk this leg to Camaldoli. It's getting hot, so I got an early start. And I'll meet her there at the end of the day. So there's a monastery there and a hotel and a little cafe restaurant. And we'll both end up there at the end of the day. That might be the last view of Stia, way down in the valley. So in half an hour, I've come up this far. So really, almost as soon as you leave these little towns in the valley, you are right up in the hills. And right over there, sort of in the middle of the picture now, is like a castle monastery on top of a hill, surrounded by cypress pines. And we're really in the countryside, and it's beautiful. Well, that was funny. I went to the right, where there's red arrows. Then I went to the left, where there's red arrows, but I was off the route and I couldn't work it out. And I came back to the intersection and I saw this path, and hidden up in the trees, a sign and a blaze and a tower. So check the app, check your GPS, and look around. I'm going to have to keep my wits about me without Rhonda on the trail today. I think I'm over 5 kilometres in, essentially just walking on quiet country roads. I've climbed a lot, but now it seems to have flattened out a little bit. I think I'm heading towards a little village called Lonano, which shouldn't be too far down here. But so far so good, making good progress. I can feel that it's going to be warm, but the views are outstanding. Okay, walking through the very quiet little village of Lonano. I always feel like I have to be quiet in these little places. I might wake everyone up. Pretty much this is on the edge of the Casentino forest. So we're about to head into it very shortly. So following this path, hopefully we'll pick up a little bit of shade. One thing I would suggest on these days, I think it's a 17-kilometre walk. It'll end up being more. But often you walk through tiny little towns and there are no services, no shops open, no shops in the town. So it's a great idea to take enough snacks and water for the day, just to make sure that you've got enough to keep you going until you get to your destination at the end of the day. So we usually, when we get into town the night before, we usually find a little supermarket or a fruit and veggie shop and pick things up. Sometimes you've got to look a couple of days ahead because the town you walk into might not have anything, and so you might have to pick things up to last 2 days, which we've done today because I think there might be nothing on the way tomorrow as well, so we picked up a few extra supplies. Yeah, definitely a good idea to make sure you have enough. Sometimes there are fountains on the way and you can fill up your water bottle, other times not so. Not a bad morning tea viewpoint. I even found a chair, as you can see in the photo. I'm having now my, I don't know, I call it biscotti. I'm not sure what it's called. But we picked it up in Consumer. That sign looks like it should be concerning, but I can't read it, and I didn't use Google Translate. What a relief. I'm back in the shade. I have no idea where I am. Well, kind of some idea. I don't think I'm lost. Just back in the forest in the Casentino, heading towards Camaldoli. And I tell you what, it is a relief to be in the shade. I can hear a stream rushing in the distance, and it just feels good to be in the forest. I've been on open roads for maybe 3 kilometres. It's nice. I can feel the leaf litter underfoot. It's soft on my feet rather than the hard asphalt and cobbles of the road. So this is very enjoyable walking. Look at those trees. Just straight up amazing. No wonder St. Francis loved it in here. I think for the last 15 minutes I've been walking up a series of switchbacks. There's a guy who just went past me on a bike. I saw him 15 minutes ago at the bottom of the hill. That's how steep they are. And he's just gone past me. And there's a few more bike riders behind me. So it's steep, but shady. And that is starting to get a long way down. You can just see the path down there through the trees. Okay, we have picked up a little path now. Essentially just a little track between the long grass, but thankfully the markers are pretty good, and I have my GPS route on my phone, so I can double check the app to make sure I'm on track, which I do from time to time because I don't want to have to walk 17, 18 kilometres and find that I've gone the wrong way for a kilometre or two. That would not be ideal. So, yeah, there's another marker there. Always encouraging to see the markers. We've spent days looking for a park bench, a log, a rock, a table, a chair, and haven't found any. I think it's because they have all moved here. into the Casentino forest. So I'm walking on my own. Plenty of time to think. Plenty of time to daydream. Don't tell Rhonda, but she does a really good job navigating. And when she's wandering along with me, I don't really have to worry about which direction to take. So I've got to be ultra focused today. You might hear the little tapping. I've been on the lookout for a new stick. Now, I got one. It's about the right length. Yay big, but it's got a little bend at the bottom there and it's just a little bit springy. So instead of it making like a good solid tapping noise, it kind of just makes a little vibrating noise. So, and I know how much Rhonda loved the sound of my stick hitting the ground all the way across Italy last time. So I'm going to keep this one for a little while, but I'm going to try and find a better one. I'll have to upgrade it, but for now it'll do. Well, I didn't know how long I had to go. I've been walking down there in the shade, in the sun, quite nice. There's a whole lot of signposts here, I think pointing back the way I was coming. All right, what do we got over there? A sign for a deer. Hey, I did see one as well. And I got the camera out, but it ran away. I was noisy. Now, that is good news. I am heading to Camaldoli, 2 kilometres. I'm pleased about that. Now, the Eremo, which is up the other way, is the Hermitage, which I think you can visit, but apparently it's closed sometimes. It's a beautiful, shady picnic area down there. Look at all those tables and chairs. Maybe that's an outdoor chapel. I don't know. But there's a little chapel or shrine over here. And I found a table right here, perfect for my last break before I tackle the path, which I think is up that road to Camaldoli. Okay, I have arrived in Camaldoli. Look at this lovely seating area to my right. That, I believe, is the restaurant, and the albergo is right next door. That's our hotel. Now to find Rhonda, and then maybe later to get a cold drink and something to eat in there. Where could she be? I found her. Juliet. What are you doing up on the balcony? Coming up. See you. Buonasera, look who I found. Here she is.
Hi, I'm in Camaldoli. You found me
I did.
out the balcony. I had a trip in a Tesla.
You did.
Speeding around the mountain roads with an Italian driver, but he got me here, which is lovely.
Yeah, and I had a great walk through the countryside. I walked 20 kilometres. It was warm. I had some shade, some sun. But, yeah, it was a great walk, and we both ended up in the same place, which was a bit of a miracle.
You saw some deer?
I did see some deer along the way, yeah.
It was hillier than you anticipated?
It was hillier than I anticipated.
A few extra kilometres?
Yeah, all of the above. But we are going to head out for dinner now, and tomorrow we walk to an agriturismo. So we'll tell you more about that tomorrow.
Excellent.
So that's it from us tonight. See you tomorrow.
Ciao.